Other two losses to Isaac Trumbull of North Carolina State and top-ranked younger Bastida of Iowa State. And early on in this first period,
Feldman caught a poke in the eye there. I don't think anything intentional, but
grabbing his right eye.
Right away here with the left hand of Kueter, basically coming in and going, oh, right inside the headgear, and that thumbs out. No damage.
Ben Kueter, the redshirt sophomore, 4-3, 2-2 in the Big Ten.
One intentional.
What are you looking for, Jim, in the first period?
Well, you know, in the Penn State match, you saw where Feldman kind of, had to absorb a lot of heavy collar ties by Marisola. I think that really helped out for Marisola late in the match when they got the scrambles. So I think if Feldman wants to make this a match where, just like we saw with Patrick Kennedy, heavy on the collar, that type of thing, you can see that, Kueter's been a little bit frustrated. We haven't seen him get on much of his offense because he hasn't, taken a lot of shots. He's capable of doing it. Excellent athlete, football star, and had success at the international age group level.
Junior freestyle world champ.
Yeah, so it'd be a matter, in my opinion, is how is Kueter going to manage these heavy collar ties? And I think that, Feldman's probably going to hit pretty early in the match because he saw the success that Marisola had here with that. So, it's changed. You see this guy get beat with a certain type of technique or a certain pace. I mean, you're going to see it for the next month. So, heavy collar ties there by Feldman.
Kueter had that great Big Ten tournament last March at Northwestern. He was third. Went to the national tournament as a 5 seed, placed 8th. Was 21-9 last season for Iowa. No score. Top 10 matchup here at 285. 110 remaining in the first.
Saw that heavy left-hand collar tie right there that time. Right, left-hand collar tie. He's really stuffing that head. Actually putting Kueter's chin right to his chest right there. It's a hard position to breathe.
How much different do you think it is, Jim, for these guys who typically will go last, and now they are first out of the intermission?
Oh, it's I always thought it would have been a challenge. Of course, I was a lighter weight guy, and I got the opportunity to go out there in the beginning, and we didn't have the juggle of the weight classes like they do now. But, you generally start warming up a couple times before, so you're going to hit that a little bit earlier. And to some degree, you might end up being better because it's a little bit of relief just to get out there. I think a lot of times the big guys are at a little bit of disadvantage here because they, particularly in tight
carry the nerves of the dual meet.
Yeah, they start absorbing all the pressure, the close situations. We've already had some close calls in there. You absorb all that stuff. It's how you react to that. Can you kind of clear that out of your mind before you get out there on the mat?
Feldman from Quarryville, Pennsylvania, a 3-time national prep champ at Melbourne Prep. And he goes scoreless in the first period with Ben Kueter. Kueter's got the choice. The Hawkeye takes a glance over at his corner. And the Hawkeye will go underneath. Ben Kueter, a 4-time undefeated Iowa State champion.
We'll have a short pause, man, then we'll go. Okay?
Kueter weighed in today at 236. Feldman was 235.
About as close as you get. Two different body styles. More compact. Feldman.
Kueter works to his feet.
One green escape.
Feldman
neutral.
will push away the Hawkeye. Kueter leads it 1-0.
Heavy collar tie once again here by Feldman. So he's been the one that's maybe been controlling the head ties. We'll see if he, what he tries to do with that. We saw, when he wrestled AJ Ferrari here with his 2 big wins there, he was able to go ahead and get to underhooks right there. And then kind of kind of a knee pick. He didn't even actually go down to his knees when he did that. Right there.
Nice shot there for Feldman on a double leg.
There's that
driving through, and he scores the takedown. Feldman pulls the trigger and puts 3 on the board.
And just like what we talked about there, his driving with that underhook, it made all the difference in that finish, right on cue.
Goes into that coffee grinder position. Or do I have to call it a head lever since we're in Ohio?
Yeah, you're learning.
Another escape makes it a 1-point match. Feldman, a two-time national qualifier. He was an All-American, placing 5th in 2024. Lost in the blood round last March. He was a Big Ten finalist in 2024. Lost to Greg Kirkfleet of Penn State. Last year was 5th at Northwestern. He's up by 1 with just over a half minute remaining in the second. Goes underhook right side, a collar tie as well for the Buckeyes. Center of the mat.
And you mentioned that collar tie has really been the difference. He's been able to wear heavily on Kueter's head. That made the difference. It allowed him to get to the leg, and then he finished it up with that, underhook maneuver like he hit on Ferrari.
Feldman will have the choice in the third.
I think this is a good situation, to be honest with you, for this match and for the entertainment value of this match, and for Kueter here in his development. What's he going to do? What's going to be his go-to shot here in this situation? Let's take a look. Shane at the takedown on the replay here. Drops into his level. Can't quite turn the corner here, but he has that left-handed underhook. Is able to go ahead and drive through, and that's home cooking for Feldman right there. He just loves that position.
Look at the Ohio State corner. Tom Ryan, Bo Jordan, and on your right, the 4-time national champion, Logan Stieber.
And notice how it's Feldman's choice, and he chose neutral because Kueter's had success in that top position, and with not much riding time for Feldman, only 26 seconds with the takedown and the being in the top position. It's a good choice for him in this tough dual meet.
These two did not wrestle at the national duels in mid-November in Tulsa. In that national duels final, Iowa forfeited to Feldman at 285. That was a 27-12 win for Ohio State. The Buckeyes 16-0. They have never began 17-0 in program history.
And really, it's on Kueter right now, trailing 1:15 left. What's his go-to shot? I think this is a good opportunity for him to define for himself how he wants a match like this to go down. If you want to just stand out in front, or you want to try to get to your shot, any time would be good for him to go ahead and get on the attack.
60 seconds remaining. Feldman's father, Josh, was an All-American at Virginia Tech in 1994.
Watch Feldman.
Wrestling family.
Watch Feldman, Shane, beat him to the inside of that collar tie. See that right inside coming there? So that left hand is not as strong in that situation.
It's that underhook.
And he gets the underhook, but he also comes back to the collar. So he's wearing heavy on that head of Kueter. Now we're down to 30 seconds. Where's your go-to shot?
And Feldman has not been hit with stalling as he drifts towards the edge, goes back to that underhook and collar tie once again. Now circles back in and trots back to the center. We are down to 15 seconds. Shot there from Kueter, neutralized by the underhook. Feldman, nice job there to circle in. And Kueter underneath the chest of Nick Feldman. Kueter wins all 3 a season ago, but it is Feldman with the victory over Kueter for the first time. That is a big win for the Buckeyes, and they have their first lead of the night.
It's t-shirt time. Make some noise right now if you want a t-shirt.
Hands already set.
And of course, we know that Nick Bouzakis is a really big, 125-pounder, down from a 133 where he had success last year in the Buckeyes lineup. He comes down, and to get Ben Davino in the lineup here, it's made him really a great 1-2-3 punch here with Mendez as well. But, their sacrifices go along with that. I think they've done a pretty good job of measuring here. Now, this is the power that you have from Bouzakis. Look at this.
Bouzakis looking for something big. Can he do it again? He's got Peterson on his back.
He sagged back a little bit.
Jim, this place is going to explode if Bouzakis can get the fall. But it is a takedown and 4 near fall. And once again, Bouzakis with a quick start.
They have managed this weight cut here for him almost perfectly. Last year in the national duels here, we didn't see him to the second round where they had the luxury of throwing Brandon McCrone out there. He did a great job. Bouzakis out there after rehydration and everything and a little bit of rest here came out solid and did the same thing today. So I don't know who decided what the rotation was going to be, but the start at 157 was huge for Bouzakis.
I'm impressed that Dean Peterson fought off his back.
He did. I agree with you there.
The roof, Jim, would have blown right off of this place. But a quick 7-1 lead for Bouzakis. Dean Peterson wrestled a couple of matches back on December 12th. And then he was off until January 16th. He fell to Luke Lillidahl in Iowa City. That was a few weeks back, and he's back in action. The redshirt senior from Barnegat, New Jersey, began his career at Rutgers. 4 seasons with the Scarlet Knights, was a 3-time national qualifier, and fell in the blood round in 2023 and then last March in Philly.
All right, driving through, here's the power again, one more time. Getting to that leg, and you put this arm around the waist like this, you know exactly where he's going to go, right back to that bear hug, and Peterson got out of it that time, and that might have been even more impressive than getting off his back.
Bouzakis, a 2-time prep national champ at Wyoming Seminary, drops down below the knee.
I'm gonna let you work here. Keep wrestling.
30 seconds.
You got it?
25 to go in this first period. Fireworks in the first for Bouzakis and the Buckeyes.
Peterson's forcing him to stay down low on that leg. Bouzakis just will hook the leg, come around the waist, and look out. This is trouble.
Bouzakis, a Greco background as well, 2021 junior world team in Greco. Bouzakis putting Peterson on his back.
Look at the bend in the spine right here. This right there, you get a gun. Oh, he almost gets through right there. Watch this crowd go nuts.
Nick Bouzakis, one of those guys that if he was a baseball player, you would show up to batting practice and watch him hit 425-foot homers. I mean, he's got some pop. Quick escape makes it 8-1. Of course, he had the big pin against Michigan last Sunday. That was his 4th straight bonus point victory.
And that match started at 125,
yes.
So he went right out there after the 2-hour weigh-in. So you look at his face right now, you look at his level of concentration, look at his skin tone and all that stuff. He doesn't look like he's dehydrated at all. Looks really good at the weight class right now.
Last year at 133, 3rd in the Big Tens, and then was the 7th seed and fell in the blood round to Tyler Knox of Stanford. Over 20 wins in each of the past 2 seasons for Bouzakis. But he's been fantastic down at 125. Has his hands locked again.
One more time. And if you're Peterson, do you have a throw in this position? Now he switches off to a headlock.
And some slick work from Dean Peterson.
Catches himself right there, gets him not reacting to that. And was that enough to go ahead and maybe stop the onslaught for a while and actually gain points in position here? A good ride in this position would be huge for Peterson to get back in the match.
Still a long way to go in this match. We got 30 seconds, second period. Claw ride there from Peterson. There's a roll from Bouzakis. And there's the escape awarded. It's been a fun match to watch.
Yeah, these guys are rolling through, and Peterson hasn't given up in this situation. You want to play him out. You almost got to play him like he's on big fish on light drag here a little bit. Wear him out a little bit. Get him into some positions where he has to breathe hard.
Jim,
Short time.
We just made history once again. A fishing reference on Friday Night Wrestling. What did you just say?
I said you got to keep him on light drag. Wear him out. That's how you bring the big ones in, Shane.
I was going to drop the Babe Winkleman reference, but I feel bad. I'm not sure if he's with us anymore. My apologies if he's not, but that's the first name that came to mind when I think about fishing.
Yeah.
Bouzakis up by 5 as Peterson goes on bottom here in the 3rd. Caution on Bouzakis. That's what we need, Jim. Hashtag Friday Night Wrestling. Who's got the biggest fish on the wall?
Easy, Red.
Good quick escape here for
One green
Peterson.
escape, neutral.
Again, with a 3-point takedown, you're only a couple takedowns down in this situation.
Riding time and on factor. Still plenty of time or early third period. Bouzakis the quick start. He was up 7-0.
And one of the things that, Bouzakis will drop to the knee right there, and he'll either go to the head collar, the collar tie right there, and go right into his ties, or else he'll dart in on the shot. And it's really hard to measure which one he's doing. He bring his hands up, and I like what Peterson did right there to get him out of his low stance, but there's got to be more of that.
Babe Winkleman definitely watching tonight. 76 years young. Just over 60 seconds here in this third period.
Keep the hands clean here.
Collar tie from the Hawkeye. Bouzakis able to clear.
He's kind of in a hold his lead type of motion right now. Bouzakis is post, but he's not really looking to attack off that. He's just keeping Peterson off balance. Drops down to a knee and back into his tie.
One of those big matchups next Friday night with Luke Lillidahl, ranked #1 in the country, and Nick Bouzakis, ranked 2nd.
Neutral.
Whizzer from the Buckeye.
Wrestle through it. Stalemate. Neutral.
Penn State, Ohio State next Friday here on the Big Ten Network. Flurry here by Dean Peterson late. A lot of pressure on that knee.
Yeah.
And this one comes to an end. 9-5, that quick start, the difference for Nick Bouzakis. And he remains undefeated, improving to 11-0 on the season. For Davino, that was over 2.5 months ago. Davino, 13 bonus point victories, 11 tech falls. He's had quite the season, knocking off All-American Zan Fugit, Jacob Van Dee, Chris Cannon, and Evan Frost, along with Drake Ayala.
Of course, Ayala, the two-time NCAA finalist, and had a slow start to his season, and one of them was the loss to Davino. I think Davino took him down 3 times in that match, and just looked like the one that had the most energy, 3 different shots out there. But last, against the Nebraska meet, I thought we saw something in Drake Ayala here against Van Dee from Nebraska, where he just came out there, really
Gave up the first takedown.
but it was all Ayala after that, looking a lot more like his national tournament form that we've seen. This Davino, like so many of the young disciplined freshmen that we see, this 133-pound weight class is just going to be amazing.
Offense here.
And filled with full of youth too. Look at guys like you've got
Marcus Blaze at Penn State.
And he gets low. I mean, I watched him a lot today here in his match, and just gets good low position, gets to his attacks. Davino the same way, great stances. And so if you're standing up, and Ayala's a tall wrestler here, and that's a lot of reasons why he drops down to the knee, right? Doesn't back out. He's trying to get underneath his opponent here. Davino, he's just the whole total package here. Pace, technique, excellent finisher with the single leg, head to the outside shots.
A couple other young guys on the scene nationally. Jax Forrest at Oklahoma State. We'll see how David Taylor decides to use Jax Forrest this season. Aaron Seidel at Virginia Tech has been outstanding. This is an amazing weight class, and of course, the #1 ranked is the reigning national champion, Lucas Byrne from Illinois, the savvy veteran.
Yeah, this weight class is going to be amazing for the next 3-4 years.
Ayala down to a knee in a scoreless match, 45 seconds here in the first. Ayala from Fort Dodge, Iowa, a 3-time Iowa State champion. Davino, a 4-time Illinois State champion. He's from South Elgin, Illinois, won those 4 state titles. Went to St. Charles East. U17 World Team member in 2023. The Clarion Open champ.
Single leg shot right there. Davino in a little bit of trouble here. He's got that leg spread out like that. An opportunity for 16 seconds left for Ayala to score. See Davino coming up over the head right there, tucking that left knee in here to keep Ayala from switching off to a double. Now he's cut the corner. Avoid a takedown.
The Big Show delivers highlights, post-game interviews, and complete analysis. It's tonight at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific, right here on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Rick Pizzo and Malik Amin will be on that show.
Cover legal.
It's been a fun night in the nation's premier wrestling conference, the Big Ten. Rutgers with a huge win
Short pause here, guys. Okay, reset.
over Minnesota in Piscataway.
There we go. Free. Short pause.
What a scene at Jersey Mike's Arena tonight. Big win for Scott Goodale and the Scarlet Knights. Davino, the quick escape. Inside a 10-second second period, he leads it 1-0.
Ayala comes right back to that ankle pick off that. Oh, now shot there. Good job by and anticipating the roll through is Davino, and he'll score.
Davino, an escape and a takedown here in the second period. Slides in a half Nelson, a 4-0 lead.
That's what separates this young man from a lot of the crowd is his ability to finish.
Green, right here.
And now blood on Ayala as they send both wrestlers back to their corners. This was really good work from the young Buckeyes.
Watch Davino's feet right here. He gets to his feet, but watch when he anticipates the roll through, all right? He keeps that leg elevated, and that's what he does. Not only does he get his feet back, but he keeps that leg up high with his right arm right there, and it makes that roll through almost impossible, and then he just covers. Really well done. That was his first really major shot of the match.
Looking for his 20th win of the season. Ohio State leading Iowa 13-9. 13 unanswered for Ohio State. After Iowa raced out to a 9-0 lead, we began at 157 pounds. Davino up by 3 halfway through this second period.
Inside collar tie for Ayala. Tries to snap it down. And what you see these good young wrestlers do is that they just cut the corner right there, get to the corner and circle back in and present themselves. No backwards motion right there. They don't like the tie-up they have. Shot fake right there by Davino.
Yeah, we'll wrestle this out.
Another rematch from the national duels.
30 seconds.
Forehead to forehead, 20 to go in the second. Ayala had a late attack in the first period.
Engage.
Mentioned Lilladol and Bouzakis in a 1-2 showdown, possibly next Friday. Another one could come at 133, a top 5 showdown with Ben Davino and Marcus Blaze. A couple of really impressive young stars in the Big Ten. They'll send Ayala back to the Iowa corner once again. He's met by Terry Brands, Ryan Morningstar. Rutgers and Minnesota, Remy Cotton and Gavin Nelson. A really good scrap at 197.
Green says bottom, third period.
Ben Davino, a redshirt freshman. Marcus Blaze of Penn State, a true freshman, both undefeated. Blaze winning earlier tonight against Michigan to keep his record unblemished.
One green escape, we're neutral.
Good work by Ayala getting to his feet, making the quick turn.
No stalls, one caution.
One thing you'll see from Ayala is that he'll get on the attack early. I mean, he knows he's down here. He's not going to wait till the end. There's a nice single leg attempt, his best shot of the day.
Here's Ayala once again.
Spread out, but he allows that. Not able to come out the back door. Right, using a lot of energy down there, and Davino's going to get a stalemate out of it. Boy, that's some heavy hips.
Done it a couple of times in this match. Some really good defense as well. Yeah. Slick on his feet.
I think we're seeing that he's more than just an offensive superstar here. He's also got great defense.
Riding time and on factor in this third period.
But that was a good shot by Ayala to get to that leg, and you're trying to solve this puzzle right there. Maybe you come back to it and get a little bit quicker finish. If he could roll his head to the outside, he might be in a position to, strike a double.
We'll have to clean up this mat in the break, too. Nah, not too bad.
Keeps that collar tie left side.
But look at that, if you said, okay, Davino wants you to go out there and wrestle in an 8 foot circumference, or 10 foot circumference, I think he could do it for 30, 40 seconds.
Stayed center of the mat, right on that Ohio State logo. Here's a shot from Ayala. That draws a stall call on Davino.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Can he roll his head possibly to the outside? The head is really stuffed in there, right? Now shin whizzer, Ayala up to his feet.
15 seconds with this scramble.
Right. Elbow deep on that ankle. See that? That's what he has right there. And guess who has the neutral danger situation? Can he split the legs and come out the back door?
And Ben Davino, the redshirt freshman, remains undefeated as he knocks off Drake Ayala for the second time this season. Davino is now 20-0. It sets up next week a pair of undefeateds in Davino and Blaze. Mendez has won 21 straights. 16-0, 14 bonus point victories, including 7 tech falls. He's got 4 falls, a trio of major decisions. At the national duels, he beat Nasir Bailey 17-1. Cale Peterson getting the opportunity tonight for Iowa. What's impressed you most watching Mendez in his career here in Columbus?
He knows why he's winning. He's tougher. That's just it with him. Is it, everything's physical, and it goes back to that one match he had with Bo Bartlett where he was 99% takedown.
National finals 2 years ago.
Yeah, just like most people, if they take that half breath of doubt, and it's over with, okay? They give up that takedown, but not this guy, right? And just, that encapsulates his competitive spirit.
Fell behind Brock Hardy 5-0 in the national final this past March. Found a way to win it 12-9 to capture his second national title. And remember, Jim, that came after a 4th place finish at the Big Tens. Working off that underhook. Nice shot there from Cale Peterson.
Yeah, Peterson's presenting himself pretty well here. 125 into the first period.
On the edge.
He's made a couple shots. There's a slide-by attempt against the national champ.
Cale Peterson 8-1. He's a redshirt sophomore. Here's Mendez and a quick finish. Puts the Buckeye up 3-0.
Not really jinxing a guy like that. I'm proud of the spirit out there to go out there and go at the champion like that. But Jesse Mendez gets in that position, he's going to score.
It has been a storied career for one of the all-time greats. Already a 2-time national champion. You look for that 3rd in Cleveland, and deep on a shot. There's a stall call on Peterson.
No control.
As Mendez is poised to score a second takedown.
He's got that bottom leg hooked right there. He's going to take him over. Peterson basically explodes at the right time, can get his hip down.
Yeah, you're good. I knew they were coming back that way.
Jesse Mendez, a 4-time state champion from Crown Point, Indiana, has the boots in. 2 takedowns in this first period. He's got the Hawkeye Peterson on his belly.
Work the score here, man.
Both legs in right there. That's a really tough situation for Peterson to be in. He really doesn't have the ability to go ahead and turn to his back with both hips up elevated like that. Now he's going to pull one leg out.
Time will run out. Mendez's first dual meets here inside the Covelli Center was back on November 11th, 2022. He fell 3-2 to Sam Latona of Virginia Tech. And then it was a week later, picked up his first dual meet victory in this arena. A 12-2 major decision over Angelo Rini of Columbia. Rini finished his career at Bloomington with the Hoosiers. But what a ride it's been for Jesse Mendez. And he escapes to make it 7-1. Won a Big Ten title 2 years ago. Beat Big Ten crown.
Offense here.
He's just a winner.
Yeah, take a look at this action right now. Little head whip situation. You know, Peterson's battling in there, presenting himself. Been warned for stalling, but that's more of a dominant situation than it is him actually not presenting himself out there.
Peterson, a three-time champion. Went to Greene County High School. He's from Rockwell, Iowa.
Just as I say that, Peterson backs out. Now he takes a shot. Uh-oh, be careful here. Spladle situation.
Saw that at the national tournament with Brock Hardy a couple years back.
Keep wrestling if you want to be here.
Jesse Mendez head in the side.
I'm gonna let
Peterson holding on to the right ankle.
Yeah, now they're going to take it back over. He's going to split the legs right there.
3 more for Mendez in bonus point territory once again.
Now improve.
Mendez, one of those guys, Jimmy, just loves to live in the deep waters. I mean, he is just super comfortable being uncomfortable.
I think he's super comfortable getting tired. You know what I mean? I think that's a lot of what helps him continue to wrestle a real strong pace all the way through a match. He's just used to going ahead and giving it all out there.
Mendez with riding time over 1:20. He's up by 8. And he is relentless in his pursuit.
Neutral.
Trying to shelf that bottom leg right up there and then try to limp that, maybe that arm out, look for a cradle. Comes across to the other side. He's not happy with just getting a takedown here. He's thinking back points.
He's using this as a turn. There's no count. One green escape. Neutral.
Escape on 1 line.
Mendez underhook. Fakes a shot. Just stalking Peterson. Peterson dives in from space.
Yeah, the Peterson's made about 3 dives in there and hasn't got scored on here. This is good work. So,
but Mendez going to beat that shoulder and wins the scramble for 3 more.
He's got the Turk lined up right there.
This is either going to be a tech fall or a fall for Mendez in his final match in the Ohio State singlet here inside the Covelli Center.
He's going to sink that left elbow through. Not going to quite get it.
He puts an exclamation point with a tech fall victory.
Which means it's time for t-shirts. Make some noise if you want a t-shirt.